Whoa, we clock in at a final little Bleach Soul Resonance video for this session. I've been going ham. If you've seen a lot of videos and you're like, well, why does the date say this? Why does the date say that? I've been stocking them up, man. I've been stocking them up. And last but not least, for this final little run on patch day for Kenpachi. By the way, I just want to say real quickly, sorry if I haven't gotten any messages or anything. I've been a busy man. I've been getting into videos. I've been getting, I got to do 11th anniversary Dokkan battle grinding. I got to grind on here. I got to play the things that I want to do, social life, all these different things. So if I'm not responding to people, just know I said it before, I'll say it again. I'm named Lone. This is Club V Lone for a reason, man. I'm a little bit of a loner. I'm trying to, I stay in my own space. So I do appreciate everybody watching, though. If you are watching, if you are subscribing, liking, even if you don't subscribe, even if you don't like, even if you don't comment, I appreciate you just showing up here, man. But yeah, let's get back into the video. I've been doing Frenzy Feast. I said in a community post that I would have to get on here, and we can see that I've claimed all the rewards for this week. I would get on here. I would go back in after getting a top 90-ish spot, I think, with buffed Kenpachi. What does buffed Kenpachi allow us to do? By the way, 58, and this is not on the day of. This is a day or two after. So this is, I'm just saying, this isn't like, oh, I did it 30 minutes after reset and I'm 58. I did this, days after. We can see here, the switch up allowed me to move Byakuya onto the team because Kenpachi is strong enough to essentially carry it on his own alongside Yodahara. The Byakuya felt noticeably weak. I mean, obviously, Byakuya is a character who I've soured on a little bit more over time. It just is what it is. It's not his fault, of course. I just think that his game plan, his style, always having to be tapping his battlefield skill, it doesn't feel the best to play, and it honestly kind of gives you a bit of a mental fog when you're playing Kenpachi, because Kenpachi is a character who wants to be switching out, doing all these things, but while you're also doing you're juggling his animations, you're click, spamming Byakuya, and it just kind of throws off your rhythm to me. I'm sure there's someone out there who is a Byakuya wizard. I mean, we can see that Samura here has Yachiru, Bankai Ichigo, and Byakuya just fine. Obviously, this is a whale, though, so, of course, that is quite different, but is what it is. But back to what I was saying, that allows me to move Kenpachi or Aizen off of the team and use him on the strike team. This allows me to place pretty highly. I think I went up 5,000 points, 6,000 points on this strike attempt. Before I moved Aizen on here, I was stuck right here. I actually could not get past here with the previous, just using double strike. Again, I keep saying it, I keep wanting to say it. Yoruichi is not the problem with strike. The problem with strike for me right now is that Komomura and Nemu are just visibly weaker than Yoruichi, and she is a bit of an island. That said, we do come in with a top 91, a top 100 placement just by bringing Aizen in, and you can see, I mean, look at Nemu's gear. Is Nemu's gear something where you're like, well, at least Nemu was helping out? No, right? So this is just completely down to Aizen, completely down to getting more counter hits procs by Aizen, completely down to, his damage and how he's buffing Yoruichi, and then Nemu is there to provide a general buff to Yoruichi as well, taking Komomura off the team, and so on and so forth. The Kisuke Yodahara fight, we just, we did what we do when it comes to Gin and his team. We already know that Gin and his team is extremely strong. I mean, what more can be said? But that lands us with a number 58, a top 58 spot this week. For now, at least. We'll probably get pushed out. I always say we'll probably get pushed out, but it does allow us to claim our rewards. And it does look pretty shiny when it comes to a nice little YouTube thumbnail, which is, oh, that's the best, isn't it? When you farm up the YouTube thumbnail, when you clip farm, that is the best. And that is why, as we sort of turn our attention back to summoning, we turn our attention back to timelines and roadmaps and teasers and leaks and things like that, we start to remember just why we're pulling, because we are free to play. And as free to play, as you can see, my Jade count is up to 11,462, so around 11.5, with 7 tickets in the bank and 5 tickets here. As free to play, we get to sort of experience the game of Bleach Soul Resonance through characters, but gear becomes an issue. I'm not going to rant too much on that because we already know what we're talking about. This is more so just a consolation or a celebration of my placement here, and then also thinking about my performance. It doesn't surprise me that Kenpachi, you know, is going to make it do what it does. He is meant to power creep a character like Bankai Ichigo. Now that we've seen that, and you can see I'm at 93 standard tickets, now that we're going to start seeing more and more characters overlap with pre-established characters. And here is my theory for Bleach Soul Resonance. My theory is that we will get reruns once we're done filling out the remainder of these slots. So, what do I mean by that? Right now, we have Kenpachi, who is now quote-unquote replaced Bankai Ichigo. We have Yoruichi. She is completely unchecked. She is a strike character who is a DPS, and there are no other strike DPS characters of her merit. We have a thrust character who has replaced Ikaku. We've got a tactics character in Aizen who is unchecked. Again, there was not one before him. We've got Toshido Hitsugaya. Again, there wasn't one before him. And I assume we're going to start seeing things like Kaname Tozen get phased out. We're going to maybe see something like Byakuya get phased out pretty soon with maybe Nell, perhaps. We might be seeing Mayuri show up or Soifon to, you know, phase out Komomura. And once we sort of see more of these characters phased out and more of these characters given a reason to sort of have a scarcity, we might actually get into conversations of, okay, well, Bankai Ichigo's coming to the standard banner. I think that is my prediction going forward, because there's not really a reason to do it now. And as you can see, it's not like players have a billion standard tickets or anything. I've been saving the standard tickets. Ever since I made the first video saying I am not pulling on standard anymore, I have not touched the standard banner. The moment I got Ikaku, which is right here, the moment I got Ikaku, which was the Gin banner, or right before the Gin banner, I was like, I'm done. I'm not pulling on this banner anymore. And in that time, I've farmed 93 gacha tickets, or however many it was. I'm sure I wasn't at exactly 0, but you know what I mean. So for that reason, I guess 93 is not such a bad. I mean, it's a full guarantee. So I guess in the coming months, they could look into this. But I would say until we have enough characters to actually update this proper, if you guys played JJK Phantom Parade, you could remember that JJK Phantom Parade had the standard banner update alongside at least 4 or 5, maybe more characters entering it from the limited pool. I would suspect the same thing until we start seeing these characters replaced, obviously replaced by their limited counterparts. I don't think we'll see a standard banner update, and I would suspect it to come closer to the 6-month anniversary than not, which we are sort of racing towards. If we get about a character a month and the 6-month anniversary is in about 3-ish months, then maybe that's still a little early. But you can sort of see that, especially because there's rumors where Grimjaw and Nellel might be a double character. I saw people saying what if they release at the same time for Chinese New Year and all this stuff. Maybe, but until we truly know, until these spots get filled out, I just don't see it happening, right? I just don't see it happening. So Bankai Ichigo, you know, we love you, but we'll see you when we get there, big dog. Until then, Kenpachi Zaraki is just such a beast, man. Such a beast. It's freed up the team again. I know Aizen is obviously his perfect partner currently, but I can't wait until Aizen isn't Aizen and Yorahara are currently the specters of the game. They hang over every team like wraiths, and you could argue that there is no team that isn't better with them, which is certainly something. So I can't wait until we get into this mono meta where we don't use Aizen and Yorahara on every team, and we can start fanning out and using these characters and getting standard characters, limited and etc. updated, and building out teams with a little more nuance because yeah, it is very funny to notice that, you know, in the span of essentially a day and a half, I went from placement 90 to placement 58 because of being able to put Aizen on the strike team. So yeah, with all that being said though, like if you like the video, subscribe to the club, we all go make it, and peace.